Hi, communicators. I wanted to just pop on here and kind of share some thoughts that God put in my heart today, and hoping that they might encourage you as well. Um, this morning is a pretty heavy morning, and I know that we all have such heavy things going on right now. Everyone has their unique heavy ones because um, Satan knows exactly where to get each one of us. And so it might all be different, but one is not greater or less of a burden. And so I wanted you guys to know, as a fellow communicator, how much you guys have blessed me and have encouraged me. And I wanted to just pop on and give you guys a little bit of encouragement. One thing I was thinking today was I really did wake up and think, I just don't have it in me. I don't want to even sit down at this desk, and I don't want to work on what I'm doing. I don't want to get my newsletter out. And I thought, why is this hitting so hard? Of course, we have answers for that. But God reminded me, it's sometimes is easier as a called communicator because it is a gift that God gave us. So I do believe it is a natural tendency for us as communicators to be there for others. When we go to speak or when we write, we're there to uplift, and we study and we show up every day so that we are equipped to uplift and encourage and build each other up. But right now we are all in the same trench. At the same time, it's very rare that we're all in this at the same time. And that's why it sometimes is easier for us to walk alongside someone who's hurting, because at that moment we ourselves are not hurting and we have something to give. Our cup isn't empty, and so we can pour into them. And so right now, when there's so much need and so much devastation and such a need for the message of hope, it's hard to give one when we ourselves don't have it. And it's such an important time to continue to show up anyway. And God just reminded me of that today. He said, you're trying to soothe when you yourself need soothing. And that was comforting to me. I also wanted to share a couple thoughts. One was one that came yesterday, and I will pull it up here and read it real quick. It's the parable of the talents. And, the master is leaving the house to travel. And before he leaves, he entrusts his property to the servants. And according to the abilities of each man, right? To each man, according to their ability. And one servant receives 5, and the second receives 2, and the third receives 1. And the property entrusted to the 3 servants was worth 8 talents, where a talent was a significant amount of money. Upon returning home after a long absence, the master asks the servants for an account. And it's not so much, he wants a profit, but, we're looking at this as a parable. The profit that God is wanting from us is a return in his kingdom. And each one of us right now is holding a part of that talent, a part of what we've been entrusted with. And we need to not bury that right now, even though it seems so hard. And, even today, to just even get up and take a shower and put on clothes, and just not stay in my robe all day and drink coffee. There are times for that. But to get up and say, okay, God, you entrusted me with this responsibility, and we're going to show up. And the Lord's going to say, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. Right now, we only have a few. We don't have even 5 talents. Right now, we're probably running on 1. But it's what we do with that 1 that's so important. And a couple other Bible verses that I wanted to share. That one was the one that I heard today. I don't know if you have the Dwell app. It's a great app. I love it. And today, as I was listening, it was 1 Thessalonians. And therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. Because verses 10 or 9 or 10 talk about how not giving up hope or giving out hope so that not one will be lost. And so right now we're here to encourage one another. We're here to build each other up. comfort each other, be together on this. The other one is Matthew 5, 14 through 16. There you are, a light in the world, a town built on a hill that cannot be hidden. So we have to be a light. We sing that song with our kids. This little light of mine, hide it under a bushel, no. We sing it to our kids. It's time for us to rise up and be that light. And it's so tempting to just shut the blinds, turn off that light, and hunker down. But this is not the time for that. The other one that I like is Philippians 2:15, where it says at the end, we are to be children of God without fault in this crooked generation, but that you will shine among them. A lot of times it's easier for us to shine when we're not among the people in the trenches. When people are hurting and they come to us and our ministries to be a light, it's easier for us to do that. But right now, we're a light among. We are also needing that light ourselves. And so it's kind of hard to want to show up or even feel inspired. One that just a friend texted me this morning. It was such a good timing. Ecclesiastes 3:10 through 11. I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Right now, panic is because we don't know. And we don't like not knowing. And we don't see an end. And we don't know how it'll play out. But God has placed eternity in each one of our hearts. And He knows what it is from beginning to end. He has gone before us. And that gives me comfort, a lot of comfort right now, to know that I don't have to know everything. And then my favorite one, the one that actually gives me a laugh, because I think that sometimes God speaks to us in our humor voice, which to me can sometimes be a little sarcastic. And so one day when I was about to have to give an impromptu speech for only 5 minutes, but that's still a long time. And I was really, really nervous. And I will not say this is circumstance, because I don't believe it. The Bible was open to Jeremiah 1. And I was just kind of looking through it, and I stopped on verse 17. And the edition that I had was the NASB. And the verse 17 says, now gird up your loins and speak to them all that I command. And of course, to me, I heard, pull up your pants and get out there and speak all that I have commanded, all that I have given you to say. I'm not relying on my own abilities. I'm relying on the talent that God gave me. And He's asking me to get up there and speak. And so I laughed. And so today, I hope that you can gird up and get out there and continue to get in the trenches, be a light among others, use the talent God gave you, no matter how hard it is and how much we don't want to show up, and how much Satan is doing everything he can within our families and within our finances to discourage us. But as communicators, we are here for each other. This is the time that we need to lift each other up and pull among each other, pray for each other. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of hope. I have some, a little bit. I'll give it to you. Thanks.